Welcome, collectors, to a very comical edition of Diecast Emporium. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at a classic. Well, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. It's a Joal model. It's the 1/50th scale Caterpillar 825B soil compactor, and as you can see, this is exactly the way that it was delivered to me from the eBay seller that I purchased this from. So, disappointment and anguish, and quite honestly, a little bit of anger is fair at this point. Claims it was new. In fact, it's not even punched through there on where these would hang on pegs way back in the day. But that's not exactly how you pack or ship a model, and clearly that's not new. But I did have a chance to look over everything, and it appears as though everything is in one piece, so things obviously could always be worse. So we're going to take a look at one of the first soil compactor models made for the CAT scale model program in 1/50th scale. This is obviously well over 30 years old now. Today, interestingly enough, this is the most recent 1/50th scale soil compactor that has been made. Now, this, of course, is the Norscot version. It was updated later in 2007 with the modern trade dress, with the power stripe trade dress. This obviously is the pyramid scheme, but this is the original. So this came out in 2006, so a year later, all of them were painted it, as I just said, in the power stripe. So this one's actually a little bit more rare due to the fact that it was only produced in 1 year, for 1 year, in this paint livery scheme. So anyway, point stands. To this day, that is the most modern 1/50th scale CAT soil compactor you can get, but let's take a look at one of the very first ones. As you can see, the box reads Joal Cat 825B compactor. Joal models were made in Spain. As you can see, there's a lot of Spanish writing and notation on here. The item number for reference is 218 for these. You can see down here in small text, made in Spain. There's a picture of the model as well. I do like this on the back, and as a friend of mine pointed out to me, because this just happened to be sitting on my desk while he popped over last night, he's like, man, that looks a whole lot like cookie dough that he's playing around in. I thought that was somewhat funny. So it says compactor back here. Once again, Cat 825B with the Block C era on this machine. This is going to be very bare bones, so there's going to be very limited detail on here, but it should be relatively robustly made. Underneath, you have all of your copyright information. Caterpillar, licensed by Caterpillar Tractor Company. Here's Joal. A couple other things that I probably should have paid more attention in my 2 years that I took of Spanish in high school, that honestly I could probably just mention about 10 words in Spanish. It's a bit sad when you invest 2 years of your life, but what are you going to do? Let's begin the unboxing process. As I said, this is going to be mostly a die-cast piece. A lot of the small accent pieces are going to be plastic. Taking it out of the damaged packaging reveals the model and some more damaged packaging. But we're going to move on and get off of that. All right, here is the model. As you can see, it is a heavy, robustly made piece. The actual compactor wheels, the sheep's foot wheels, again, all a die-cast metal piece. You can see there's a little bit of paint discoloration on it. I think that has to do a lot with age, or maybe because it was bounced around in the UPS truck maybe 6 trillion times, as it appears. You have these silver exhaust, silver air cleaner, really as simple is as simple does in terms of casting detail. You have your railings that are part of the mold itself, your seat, your steering wheel, and really that's it. There's no replicated gear levers or anything in terms of what would raise or lower the blade. You have a CAT sticker here. You have obviously your see-through or open engine compartment Cat 825B on the back. By the way, all of the decals on at least this particular Joal model, and I know it's the case on several others I have, they're not decals, they're actually stickers that they literally just pull off and put on the machine. On the back, you have your light stalks, which are not highlighted by any red or any paint. Maybe you could do that and bring those out. Here's your grill, which again is replicated with a simple sticker and the use of several small circular holes to give it the illusion of depth. On this side, it's a little bit different because you have your access stairs to access, of course, the open area of this machine. Now, this would be a perfect candidate for one of the CCM little umbrellas that you could purchase for about $15, or at least you could be able to, and put a little Caterpillar umbrella on this machine. Moving towards the front, towards the business end, you have, again, another set of lights with no highlighting for the actual lights, just the black outline, and then your dozer blade or your push blade, which has some wear plating detail on the bottom, but that's about it. Underneath, once again, there's a good look at the sheep's foot compactor wheels. Number 218 for the item number, Joal Miniatures, made in Spain back here, and then at the very rear it reads Compactor 825B, or B. Fair range of oscillation on the rear axle. The front axle is fixed in position as it should. The articulation, very respectable, honestly. It's interesting that some of these older models, for whatever reason, always seem to have a bit more articulation range than even some of today's newer models. You can see the drums roll freely. They don't get stuck. And honestly, you can probably put this in a diorama and it would do some pretty decent damage compacting some ballast or loose material. And it would certainly leave a very interesting and realistic... Can you call it a tread pattern when these aren't treaded wheels? Well, at least maybe a compactor foot pattern. If we lift the front dozer blade up, you can see that the cylinder ram is plastic, but the actual cylinder is a metal piece, so it has survived the test of time and seems to work quite well. It doesn't seem to want to go too far below the machine. In fact, it just seems to go level, at least on mine, without forcing anything. But you can raise it out of service to a decent replicated height on this compactor model. So, what do I feel about this? Well, it's important to keep a couple things in mind. Number one, obviously, its age, of this being nearly 30 years old. Another thing is, these were built to a budget back in the day. These really ranged for anywhere between $5 and $15. Even now, they really haven't appreciated that much. Matter of fact, I picked this one up for less than $30. So you got to take into account age, build quality, things that are made to a budget. That said, I do believe that it is still good value for the money. I'm just picky when it comes to everything, and I would have liked, especially since the seller listed this as new, and this was not the condition of the box, that the model, box, everything would have came in a new condition, rather. Obviously, that was not the case, which is going to hurt the value of this long term. But again, because it's only a $25 to $30 model, it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. So if you are looking for a very cheap, maybe an older compactor to complement your 1/50th scale Caterpillar collection, or certainly maybe to have both of these, of course, the 825B and then a more modern 825H, for example, they would look great together. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, take care and be safe. I'll see you in the next review.